What is up, guys? Mcdoubles back again with a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing the Metamorphosis hunt because we are going to be trying to go for a Metamorphosis tank build. You guys have been begging me for literally weeks, if not months, honestly, to do a Metamorphosis tank build, and perhaps years if we're talking about Metamorphosis in general. That's just how badly you guys have wanted to see this. It's one of the most difficult things to actually get in Project Ascension, because if you're not lucky enough to pull a Metamorphosis card, and to this date I still have never seen a legendary skill card, or golden skill card for that matter, then your only way of possibly obtaining it is through sheer luck. And so what we're going to be doing in this video is attempting to get lucky. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's jump right in. Okay, my friends, we are on Shooketh. We're gonna go ahead and shelve the Stormhammer tank build for now, keeping my holy build still on spec 1 because you never know. I still like to tank from time to time, and I think my gear is capable of doing at a minimum a mythic 10. Although I will say, I don't even know how people are they're releasing 31 to 40, dude. Mythic 30. Who is doing mythic 31 to 40? There must be literally less than 100 players who is ever going to do that, at least anytime soon. And not because it's difficult, but because it's a grind. And that's really what it all is, right? It's a grind and finding the right people so that that grind can be a little bit faster, and then getting the right stuff, which in and of itself is luck, right? So, you know what? I think that we've got a pretty good baseline for a Metamorphosis build, and I want to show you guys what my ideas are. First and foremost, I think if we're going to make a Metamorphosis build work, we are definitely 1000% gonna have to go with this legendary enchant that I've already got on my little jazzy character, so I don't even have to pay for it, right? And that is Demonic Influence. This says, after entering Metamorphosis, my summoned demons deal 50% more damage, and they get 3000 mana over 30 seconds, so they can keep pumping their damage. In addition, my cooldown on Metamorphosis is reduced by 50%, and with a couple other enchants and one talent, I can actually make it last the entire time. So literally, I will be able to be in Metamorphosis the entire time, 100% uptime. However, the penalty, of course, is that the bonus damage granted by Metamorphosis is reduced by 10%. The bonus armor is reduced to 90%, and that's in cloth and leather, so I'm going to be building, I think, like a bear tank, and I no longer benefit from reduced chance to be crit or reduced duration of stuns and snares. That no longer benefiting from reduced chance to be crit is damning, and I really don't know why they had to do that. I guess they thought this would be a PvP build or something, but honestly, that's something you would want on a Demonic Influence Metamorphosis tank. You would want that baseline. That's probably one of the only true things that makes this worth going for if it were there. What we're going to be doing as a result of that is going for this from a sheer fun standpoint. I think we can hold threat. I think we can make this work, but it's going to take a lot of work in order to make that happen. So I do want to make sure I start off with the best starting build I can at least get my hands on. With that in mind, I have, as you can see, various Dark Moon ticket pouches I sent from an alt, and I've currently got $16.99 just sitting on this guy. What I want to do is open these Dark Moon ticket pouches, as you can see, and we're at 2,524, which is absolutely perfect. I want to go to skill cards here, go to Warlock skill cards, and get something that I never ever find, never ever get, but can finally just guarantee, and that is Summon Voidwalker, boys. This is 10% baseline reduced damage and an absolutely bonkers shield that goes under the name of Sacrifice that we're going to be able to use for crazy effect, I think, especially on something like this that needs every ounce of power that it can get. So, guys, some of you that are newer might not quite understand, because I didn't, you know, for the longest time, the power level of this ability. Because Summon Voidwalker, if you play a Warlock, it's like, it's fine, it's your leveling demon, right? But no, on Ascension, it has some hidden power. And I say hidden because you might not have expected it, even if you were a Warlock main, because there are just often many other things you can go for. It could be good on Warlock in certain expansions as well. But when you look at a talent like this, reducing physical damage taken by 10% when you have a Voidwalker out, it becomes very, very clear what we're working with, right? So I'm very, very excited to be able to go ahead and do that. I want to go ahead now and prestige this character, I'm going to personally start to theory craft a starter build, look to see if I have any other cards that might work with the theory craft I have in mind, and I'll see you guys in a moment. All right, boys, we're actually going to be doing this on Little Billy the Fifth, and this is actually the original Craig character. I thought it'd be fitting, but also he actually already has a really bad leather set, but it is a leather set, and that's what I want. So I think I'll be able to jump into Mythics right away with this guy. Hopefully, we'll see. Let me show you guys what I've theory crafted, though. All right, boys, this is for you. There's a lot riding on this, okay? Because I could make it to max and simply not get Metamorphosis, but I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. I'm really hoping that's not going to be the case. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm starting with. I think you're going to be impressed. First and foremost, Aspect of the Monkey, Blood Rage, Evasion, and Righteous Fury are my starting abilities. And I've carded Seal of Wisdom, Summon Voidwalker, Titan's Grip, and Vigilance. Guys, this is a wonky, crazy theory craft, so stay with me, okay? Let me just explain. Now, Aspect of the Monkey is acquired specifically for one talent that gives me 4% damage reduction, and that's called Aspect Mastery. That's going to be really good. With the Voidwalker, I, of course, now have 14% reduced damage taken just from talents alone. Now, the Blood Rage might look off until you search through the enchants, right? And you come up with this little doozy right here, Demonic Rage. This says, using Blood Rage while in Metamorphosis puts me into a Demonic Rage, reducing the cooldown of Blood Rage by 30 seconds. Now, here's the thing. While active, Shadow Cleave has no cooldown. That's going to be crazy. I think that's going to be my main spammable, and it also hits more than one target, so that makes sense as well. So my main spammable right off the bat, but this deals reduced damage. However, my physical damage taken is reduced by 10%, but I lose 1% of my health every single second. Now, this is weird to me. It's really confusing to me. I've got to find a way to make that 1% every second not matter. So that's going to be a very big quintessential part of the build. Evasion is just because it can be used while shapeshifted, so this is going to be a really good guaranteed defensive cooldown. Righteous Fury for threat. Seal of Wisdom, so on all of my auto attacks, I'm getting mana. I will be autoing, right? And so I think this could be quite good. I want to stay up in mana with something like this because I could only assume it's going to be very mana intensive. Summon Voidwalker, we know why. 10% damage reduction and a shield. Titan's Grip. Remember that one holy tank video I made where I said there's probably no build that would ever want a staff and a shield? Well, I just thought, wouldn't this actually work if I pulled Searing Pain? Here's the thing, while you're in Metamorphosis, you can actually only cast fire spells and shadow spells, and this does not extend to abilities, I've checked. So what does that mean? It means most of what I'm trying to do in Metamorphosis is going to be with the baseline abilities I get for being in Metamorphosis, like the aforementioned Shadow Cleave. However, on single target, especially on bosses, I'm going to need to do better than that. The only thing I can really think of is to maybe grab the Defensive Magic Epic Enchant, something you don't see often, but I actually do have on this guy apparently. And it says your body and mind move as one, allowing you to dodge, parry, and block attacks while casting. So while I'm casting Searing Pain, hopefully for massive amounts of threat, I will also still be doing all of my mitigation. And here's the thing. I'll show you on the screen now. I did a test, and Metamorphosis can parry, it can dodge, and believe it or not, you can block. You can actually block while in Metamorphosis. So I can do all of these things, right? So I think staff plus shield, getting that extra mitigation. I don't know how block heavy we're going to go compared to all of the other stuff, but apparently you only need a combined total of 102% total mitigation, right? So we will figure out the best way to go, but I think Defensive Magic will obviously be a really good addition to this build. And yeah, we're gonna be pressed for epic enchants, I think, but I think we'll be able to make it work. Now, I've also got the Vigilance. This is a really top tier thing that is very difficult to acquire because there's a lot of stuff in the blue rare slot. You can't even roll it until level 40, and I don't know, I just feel like I don't see it often in the draft, and I've only ever had one card for it, and I'm lucky enough to actually have a build worthy of using it. So here's what it does. Focus your protective gaze on a group or raid target to transfer 10% of the threat they cause to you. Now, that's really good. You pick the guy that does the most DPS, and bam, suddenly you don't have to worry about them. Now, in addition, every time they're hit by an attack, my taunt or growl is refreshed. So growl is off the table, but taunt is certainly not, right? I do believe I can taunt even in my special form. Where is it? Right here, right? Defensive stance and metamorphosis. So literally they've planned for this, okay? Which is interesting because you don't see a lot of metamorphosis guys out there, especially the tanks. A lot of people, like I said, have been asking me for it. So a lot of other YouTubers, I think, have tried to do something. I keep getting things linked to me. For example, they say, check it out. I haven't done it yet. I want to do this myself. And yeah, this is going to be really sick, guys. This is a really complex theory craft, but I think if we're lucky, we can make it work.
Later that same evening.
So I gotta say, there's a little bit of depression moving in very quickly into my deepest, most inner part of my soul, right? So I just made it to 60 on my other guy. I did 70 something rerolls, and I have opened, obviously, 2 to 5, maybe, 6,000 cards, this entire season, looking in part for many things, but also for metamorphosis. And I didn't get it, but I also just spent a crap ton of Dark Moon tickets on Summon Voidwalker, which I had also never seen. And as I was sifting through a few hundred sealed cards on one of my other alts, I happened to pull the Summon Voidwalker. I couldn't be sadder. I can't refund it. It's yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna keep looking through these cards. Hope I get metamorphosis. Otherwise, if it doesn't happen, I guess we're just gonna have to do another run.
Later that day.
All right, boys. The last run, I didn't get it. I'm going in again. This is the 3rd prestige on the hunt for metamorphosis. The video would be 3, 4, 5, 6 hours long if I showed all of these useless playthroughs that end up getting re-rolled, but I do want to show the effort that's going into this. It's been a ridiculous amount of hours. I'll put it on the screen now. We'll see what time it was from the first clip to now. That's how long I've been playing straight, and we're about to just keep going. So I might take a little break here and there, but we're gonna get back to just hunting for metamorphosis. I really hope I get it.
2 days later.
Okay, guys, so this is, I don't even know how many days after the last clip, but I just got done yesterday with the Starcaller video, which was pretty fun and a pretty long one as well. And I jumped back on this guy with the hopes to get metamorphosis. I'm 10 rolls left with this, which was like a 45 roll run. And of course, I see many legendaries, and I even see this, and that's definitely not metamorphosis. Guys, come on. Tree of Life, Divine Protection, double legendary pull. I've also actually seen 6 in this like 45 card run, dude, which is really above average. And it's not the metamorphosis. You know what I say. I say if it's required to make a build work, it probably should be readily available. I mean, probably, right? Otherwise, what's the point? I don't know, man. I'm gonna keep going. But geez, this one's a little demotivating. You don't even know how many sick builds I've had that just needed metamorphosis, and I had to skip it. All right, guys, I'm gonna keep going.
3 hours later.
Okay, it is incredibly late at night. I've been playing once again for an incredibly long time, guys. I've got 8 rerolls and maybe a quest to get some more, but I want to go ahead and just do these 8 rolls. Let's see if we get metamorphosis. I gotta say, I'm disappointed, man. I cannot believe that I haven't even seen it in these last 3 prestiges. Divine Protection. See how I didn't even like have any excitement pre-planned because there was no reason to. Like, there's no way it was gonna be metamorphosis. See, like, there's no good in the world, like, I mean, I'm kidding, but also really. All right, 5 more. Yep, there would be so many legendaries on the bottom part of this pack of cards, if you want to call it that, and all of them are just not metamorphosis. There's just no possible way metamorphosis has the exact same rarity as the other legendaries. They won't tell us the numbers, man, but they should. And if it is the case that they put this really low, they really need to reevaluate like their reasoning for all this kind of stuff. Because that's a build. You have to have it for a build. Yeah, there's my 50th Divine Protection, though.
I'm out of here.
I could basically say if you need Divine Protection, you will roll Divine Protection. PvPers and tanks. Oh! told me, they said, you know what? You've been pessimistic, my friend. You've been pessimistic. It has sucked. Okay, it has taken so long that you had to put out other videos in between this one, just so you could get content out, you know, in a good time frame, man. Like, this is great. This is it. Please don't make me have to replace something I need. Yes, it's all garbage. All right, Flame Shock it is. It's not perfect. This version is obviously not perfect, but I've still got some rerolls I can do, man. There's still a lot of potential. Last one, though. Yeah, garbage, of course. I'm going to go ahead and somehow complete 4 quests, get my prestige quest done up here, get 2,500 more marks, see if we roll anything else good, and then we are going to do something with the Metamorphosis tank. Yes!
346 minutes later.
So I've been playing it through this heroic Scholomance, and let me say, this is one complex build to play. I'll go over the build in a moment, but I do want to show you guys how it's playing out so far. So I am permanently in Metamorphosis, but I do have to manually turn it back on. We're going to go up against Poltech here, and I'm showing you, basically I'm spamming the Searing Pain. I have the Immolation R up. I like to put the Devouring Plague up. I just sacrificed. I will sick the Voidwalker on him. No keybind, sadly. Now, it looks like what you have to do, because threat is a problem, is you have to cycle between your 2 taunts. So I did get lucky enough to get the warrior taunt. I mean, that's extremely lucky, guys. It actually looks like I'm just barely keeping aggro. My gear is obviously terrible. I want to make that so clear because there's a lot of hope. Oh, crap. There's a lot of hope with this build. I have a lot of passive damage reduction on the physical side. I don't have a lot of active mitigation, though, or passive mitigation. That's the weird thing. Well, I do, but it's a different kind of mitigation. It's armor, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But you can see, I was able to tank a heroic boss, and I held aggro somehow the entire time. It was tumultuous, but let's see the guy that's pulling aggro off me. Yeah, this guy is in full PvE gear, and it's heroic gear, okay? This guy, is... Oh, and some mythic as well. Meanwhile, I currently have a 52 item level, missing a trinket, and I'm using PvP gear. And Feet of the Lynx, by the way, if you could just barely see that. So yeah, how do I play my build? Well, first of all, going like this drain mana pool, this is damning. But I can use the challenging roar, basically. It's what the equivalent is. And we can go into the shadow cleave, right? And we can attempt to hold aggro. I'm not gonna lie, this is scuffed. This is extremely scuffed because of the drain mana. We'll get through it, but yeah. The Seal of Wisdom, by the way, not that great. I actually, for some reason, thought it would be like 1,000,000 times better. So I've got to fix, by the way, my mana problems, because even though these guys were draining my mana, I do just have mana problems. So, all right, we are on. But what happens when you start a boss fight and you don't have any mana? Well, we can challenging roar right there. We cycle into my next taunt. I sure can. I'm just waiting. Yep, right there. I'm just waiting to lose aggro. We put the dot on her, I guess, as well. Taunted her back. Okay. It's fine because when she's losing aggro, she's not getting attacks off. If she's in running limbo, that's fine. You know? So, okay. I was able to hold it there too with basically no mana, just my mana regen there. That's actually crazy. I actually really don't understand how this is working. I literally have 35% mitigation, but I've got 6k armor, but when I'm in Metamorphosis, I have 7.7k. That's a lot of armor, man. When you think about how bad my gear is, it is ridiculous. The Searing Pain is like doing okay. I almost wonder though if, you know, trying to put Blood Rage on a 30-second cooldown so that I can keep it up indefinitely with that epic enchant I showed you guys, Demonic Rage. Maybe that's the way to go. All right, and she disappears. Okay, we have the sacrifice up. I'm out of mana. And I can't tell if she drained my mana. I can't remember. I think she did. So this is not good. The thing is, my taunts don't cost a resource. And once again, it does not matter if I lose aggro for a moment if I can immediately pull it back and take the damage, right? And hopefully also get the threat back. But even if it goes away here, crap. I do see, like right there. See, she didn't get anything off. That's perfect. Like, this is fine. I actually can't believe this is working. I can't believe I got it today. I thought this video might take like 3-4 more days. So that's just raw luck, dude. Just raw, unadulterated luck. And I have such good spells. Like, the only thing I'm missing is Soul Link. That is it, man. That is literally it. Like, imagine how lucky that is for that to be the only ability. Because it's a good one. It is, right? But I mean, it's all random. Not everything can be perfect, unfortunately. So I'm almost perfect. I just have to figure out if I'm going to have threat problems, I guess, even with gear. And if I'm going to have, well, just damage mitigation problems. I don't know if, you know, I'm only okay because it's a heroic or not yet. The flame strike is actually really, really good. I think I kind of want to, you know, go into it to some degree a little bit more. Because, like, every time I flame strike, I feel like I'm good. And that's a great feeling. Taunts back up. Everything's good. Look at that. Pulling him back perfectly. Oh my goodness, man. It's a little weird, and this is really hard, okay? Like, it's hard because it's so far off the beaten path. All the other tank builds, whether it's Thunder Tank, Fire Tank, you're still playing a tank that might feel more kind of like a warrior, just with some hybrid capability. This is not even remotely close to that, you know? There is no muscle memory from the past that's helping me with this one. Oh, God. I'm just winging it, you know? Being some weird caster archetype that's actually working. Pretty freaking sick. All right, let's just pull the boss, and I'm gonna pull him right here. Flame strike, maybe. Devouring Plague's already on him. Did I lose aggro? Wait, hey! It's because I'm getting knocked around. That's the weakness. I can't cast, dude. And they don't chill for any moment either because it's a pug, right? Whenever it's a pug, like, you can just expect if the boss starts flying around and the answer is to chill out for like 1 moment. God, it gets so hard too. They won't chill out, and I know that because I'm the DPS a lot, and that's what happens. You just think, screw it, we're good, it'll be okay, nobody cares. Let's just get through the dungeon and keep doing the DPS. But it looks like I was able to, you know, fix that at the end. That's pretty sick that I, you know, had the recovery right there. I mean, I'm on the last boss, dude, and we completed the daily. Well, we will. We might have to go back for RAS. I can make this work with just Searing Pain. I just have to be okay with cycling the taunts, which I am. I think I'm fine with that. As long as I hold threat, it really doesn't matter. And flame strike here for the skellies. Get the shadow cleave going. Another flame strike. We just taunted all of them to us. I popped the evasion. Oh no, not me. Oh God, no. Great, this is gonna take years. They might kill the boss before I kill the ghouls. Yeah, I didn't build this for DPS. It's okay AoE, but that is it. Oh no, look, dude, they don't do any damage to me. Did you notice that? Like, that's sick. All right, they did. They killed the boss. Crap, this actually worked, dude. I am using a staff and a shield in Metamorphosis. All right, we're gonna go do RAS so we can do the daily RAS Frost Whisper, and we are done. But that is just bonkers. I have to go loot this boss, but God, that is so crazy. I just didn't expect this to work this well, and I was gonna be disappointed, I think, because I was thinking to myself, damn, man, like, so many weeks, if you want to count the whole season, months of trying to make something like this happen. This is something that almost nobody will ever actually get to try, simply because it's that rare. So, I mean, this is just so cool. Heroic Dungeon Cache, by the way. We can click Tank, and Intricately Ruined Shield. See, here's the thing. I've already got the perfect shield that I got on Craig on, I think, the very first playthrough I ever did, and it's the Rattle Cage Buckler that gives spell power and defense. Like, it doesn't get better. Yeah, the Flame Strike is it. I didn't even mean to do the Flame Strike, by the way. I was like, okay, it's a fire spell, we'll take it. I never needed to replace anything for it, so, I mean, I just ended up with, like, the best AoE. Like, I don't even know how I'd hold AoE right now if it wasn't for that one spell. That's how pivotal it is, actually. So this is an interesting boss, simply by lieu of the fact that I don't think I can dodge anything that he does. He just casts Frostbolt. I'm not sure if you dodge spells yet. There are times where that happens. There are times where it doesn't. Expansion-wise, I don't know. Private server maybe not working right. I don't know. I feel like I just have experience with it doing random crap. All right, I'm going to Flame Strike right here, just so I can hope to pull that Spectral Teacher. I can taunt it, I guess, but... Cool thing about Sacrifice is that I just used it while CC'd. Not something you can do often with abilities. Okay, so, like, I think we just forgot to pull a pack, and I just now realized that that was a pack and not part of the boss encounter, because I just get it. Like, it's so hard to play this class and pay attention to everything else. It's just, I can't get over the fact that it's just so different. But as a result of that, I really like it. I think it has extremely high potential right now. I want to try to get it into a mythic, but I've genuinely got to farm real gear. I can't go into mythics like this. I can do heroics. I don't want to say I can barely do them, but it's certainly not, you know, I don't know, super easy. I'm going to ask the healer. Hey, okay, so I asked the healer, aside from like the wonkiness of the run itself, so any mistakes, random pulls, bad problems, mana issues, which I will solve, how hard was it to heal the Metamorphosis build for you? I just want him to tell me. Was it like horrendous? Was it about average? I don't know. I want to see what the healer says. I don't think we wiped it all really because the build was bad. I think it was just dumb mistakes. So that's a great freaking sign. Okay. He said, aside from this is, I'm basically translating a bit because guys, I've been playing, actually, if I'm honest with you right now, it's been 20 hours that I've been in front of this computer. And a lot of that's been on World of Warcraft, you know, videos, different things that I'm doing for future videos, like just working, if you want to put it that way. And so I've been on and on and on, and I'm at the final cusp of this, man. It finally happened. Yeah, the dungeon was a little scuffed, okay? But he said it wasn't bad. That's all I had to hear. If he doesn't think this was bad, no, not too hard. 52 freaking item level using Feet of the freaking Lynx. Dude, come on, look at this. I'm using Cutthroat's Mitts. This doesn't even work for me. This is Intellect Spirit. It's garbage. My primary stat is Intellect, and I'm not even sure if that's the way to go. Part of me really thinks Agi might be the way to go. Maybe I can benefit from, am I even getting dodge from the Agi? It doesn't actually seem like it. I think that was actually a byproduct of bear form. 16% with strength versus 17% with Agi versus if I go intellect back down to 14%. So Agi might be the way to go. With that being said, I've also taken 3 talent points out and I'm playing around with things because I don't know if I actually care about block. I can block. We proved that I can block, but maybe dodge and parry are just better. I am going with evasion. I'm, you know, going with some interesting stuff. In fact, let's go turn in this daily and I'll show you guys the build that I've come up with. All right, guys, this is a doozy. And if I'm honest, it might require, it's definitely going to have to require a part 2. But the part 2 is going to be predicated on how much you actually want to see it. So if you want to see part 2, please like the video. That's how you're going to let me know. But what I want to go ahead and do is show you guys the build that I've come up with so far. This is not 100% refined. It's more like 65%, you know, just to give an arbitrary number. So let me show you guys the abilities I got. First of all, on my bar, you see everything that I'm using. I've got from right to left, Righteous Fury, Seal of Wisdom, Aspect of the Monkey, Mark of the Wild, which gives armor, very good, and Vigilance for threat. I've got my Sacrifice for 1200 health, basically saved every minute. I've got Evasion, 50% dodge, which is really, really good. And then we have the Blood Rage, which goes with an epic enchant that we've talked about already. Now, I'm also using Demon Charge, a freaking crazy 25-yard stun, basically, right? I have my Taunt, I have my Challenging Howl, Devouring Plague, it actually does heal me for a little bit. It's something I can use. Shadow Cleave, which we'll be able to use with no cooldown. Searing Pain, Immolation Aura. We also have the Flame Strike. Obviously, this is proven to be very, very good. And Magma Totem, because I can use it while shapeshifted. But if I'm honest, I'm not even 100% sure if it generates threat for me. So that might just not be worth it. Let me know in the comment section below. I've got obviously Metamorphosis, and then I have Picklock lol. So, okay. This is really, really ridiculous. My talent points, again, this is, it's weird. Look at my stats. 20% dodge, almost 21%. 4%, basically 5% parry, 12% block. In Metamorphosis now, I got a couple gear upgrades that brought it up to 61 item level. But it's all PvP crap, right? I have 8,550 armor. That is more armor than my current tank, right? And yeah, he's only in low mythic stuff, but it's still really crazy considering the fact that I'm also using Wild Heart. The Wild Heart with Spirit set and Resilience. So yeah, you know, cut me some slack. This is actually kind of ridiculous. So again, the Metamorphosis is permanent. We'll get into all of that as well. Let me show you my talent points. I basically went for any mitigation I could possibly take. Of course, we have a Staff and Shield. Because I took the shield though, Firm Grip. 30% more armor from my shield, so stacking up that armor because, you know, that's basically the quintessential part of the build, it seems. 3% stamina, 6% block value. I also gave myself 5% dodge, and whenever I dodge, I take 5% less damage. What I want to point out is every time I say I reduce damage, I'm going to add it on the screen at the very end of it all, and you'll be able to see exactly how much damage I'm, you know, reducing. It's actually going to be way better than we thought. I got 10% block off the shield spec. effect because you know what? It's more mitigation. 2 points in Intensify Rage. We're doing this with 3 copies of the Intensify Rage random enchant to bring the Blood Rage cooldown down to 28 seconds. This is going to allow me to keep the Blood Rage up 24/7, which allows me to spam Shadow Cleave as much as I want. And I think we can take the damage toll, but we'll have to do more testing to find out. We'll get into all of that. Improved Righteous Fury, 3% more damage reduced, 30% more threat. Tenacity, this is, I don't know, maybe I don't need it. I was looking at the threat generated. 6% more threat, 6% more armor value. My armor is increased by an amount equal to my strength. Strength will most likely inevitably be on some bits of my gear, maybe not towards the end, but at least in the beginning. But, you know, it's 176 armor. You know, every little bit counts, I guess, but maybe that's on the chopping block. Let me know. I have Redoubt, 10% more block value and a 10% chance to increase my block by 30%, and I can boost that up to 40% with random enchants, and I probably will. That's a lot of free block. You can almost consider it to be up 24/7, right? Now, I went into the Beast Hunter tree a lot. Improved Aspect of the Monkey for 3% more dodge, and Aspect Mastery for 4% more reduced damage taken. Pretty nutty. In the Warlock Tree, we get to the quintessential main parts of the build, though. This is so wonky, guys. We have Master Demonologist, 10% flat damage taken. We have Demonic Resilience, 3% less chance to be crit. That is huge. There are not a lot of talents for this, man. Reduces all damage my summon demon takes by 15%, so we can utilize him more for taunting. I should put him on defensive more, but, you know, pets can be a little wonky. I got to get used to it. But look at this, dude. 75% more threat in Metamorphosis, which is a permanent effect for me, okay? That is why I think this can work, right? If we can fix the mitigation, then we should be okay with threat. I should theoretically have the best threat in the game. I have Righteous Fury and Demonic Resilience. It's crazy because I think we're going to pair it with another enchant that I'll show you guys. And if you compare it to Defensive Stance, it's almost the same thing. Actually, Defensive Stance is like way better. Actually, that's a buffed threat generation, by the way. It wasn't that high, I feel like, a few days ago. That's so weird. But anyway, it's pivotal. You have to take this. I took Nemesis, by the way, to reduce the cooldown of Metamorphosis, and we'll take random enchants as well. And that will bring it down to where it has, as you can see, a 27-second cooldown. It lasts 30 seconds, so I have a 3-second window to use it again, but it costs no mana, so you can even macro it to stuff if you want to. So it's not that deep. I have Intensity, which means I will not suffer pushback while casting Searing Pain, basically, right? I have Soul Leech, which I really like. Soul Leech heals me for 30% of the damage of my Searing Pain, reduces the attack power of the target I Searing Pain by 267, and if I take a physical hit, which I obviously will while I'm casting Searing Pain, then I get 30% more crit, and that's going to be more threats. On top of that, I just decided maybe we'll try Soul Leech for mana problems. This says every time I Soul Leech, I restore 2% of my max mana. That's good, 2% of my max mana. I didn't read it as that before. In fact, is the Protection Pally one the same thing? Yeah, okay, it's actually 3% per 5 for 15. But the difference seems to be here that I get this instantly. It also has a 100% chance to give me a replenishment effect, so that's really good. That might be all I need. That might be literally all I need, but we could also eventually try things like Spiritual Attunement if we have to. But that is what I'm going to be trying, guys. This is crazy. I am freaking using a staff and a shield and leather armor, and I'm a demon, dude. A demon tank. And I'm speechless, man. Now, for the enchants that I figured out that I want to use at least so far, I have Fearing Fire. Most of my stuff is fire. Increases threat generated by fire damage by 25%. I might not need this, and there's a bunch of different ways I could go, like the one that lets me move while casting Searing Pain. We'll see, but let me know in the comment section as well if you know of any other hidden ones I haven't thought about, and maybe that's better. I took 3 in Intensify Rage, once again to get that Blood Rage cooldown down. Demonic Rage, which we've talked about. This essentially puts me into a Demonic Rage, reduces the cooldown of Blood Rage by 30 seconds. That originally is a 1-minute cooldown, so now that I've put it at 28, it resets itself, and while Blood Rage is active, I take 1% of my health every second, which in this case is 61 damage, but all physical damage taken is reduced by 10%. And Shadow Cleave has no cooldown. Now, it's a Heroic Strike type of effect, so it goes off your auto, but a lot of these staves are actually rather fast. Some are even faster than this one, so I think that's going to be fine. We have the Demonic Influence as well, which we've talked about. And so what this means, with the only one, you only need one random enchant of Nemesis, one copy of it, puts it on a permanent, as you saw and as we've talked about, duration. I don't know what else to say. This is just so freaking sick, guys. Guys, I was done with the video, but I actually just realized that by some, almost like it was meant to be, some kind of fate, I ended with the Metamorphosis build at 1,000 tokens of prestige. I actually could finally afford the entire prestigious transmog, and so before the end of this video, let's just go ahead and slap that on. All right, Chromie, what do you got for me? I want to purchase prestige items. Let's get the shoulders. The only thing I don't have. Wow. Guys, let's just set that as my actual transmog, and then we'll take a look at it. I'm keeping my boots pink, but guys, this is sick and very prestigious. I bet not many people have the full set. This is awesome, man. But that's going to be the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like and a subscribe. If you want to see part 2 of this, where we get more gear and try to bring it into Mythics and see exactly what we can do and maybe make some changes based on the comments you guys leave me, make sure to like the video. And yeah, if we get a decent amount of likes, I won't set a number because that's kind of unfair. But if we get a decent amount of likes, yeah, I'll just go for it, right? But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Mcdoubles out.